The fire within the fog. How to stay motivated when life feels empty. Have you ever stared into the mirror and thought, I feel nothing, I've lost myself? What if the emptiness you feel isn't the end, but the beginning of something sacred? And what if motivation doesn't start with fire, but with silence? There are seasons in life when everything loses its taste. The music feels hollow, the sunlight no longer warms you, and the goals you once lived for now feel like distant memories whispered through fog. You wake up, you breathe, you move, but your heart feels disconnected, like it's watching from far away. No spark, no reason, just a quiet, aching stillness. In those moments, a question often surfaces. What's the point of any of this? In the world, so loud with advice and expectations, goes quiet in all the wrong ways. But what if I told you, this emptiness is not a curse. It's a threshold, not the end of meaning, but the space where a new kind of meaning is waiting to be born. The Buddha once said, just as a candle cannot burn without fire, a person cannot live without a spiritual life. And maybe, just maybe, what you're experiencing isn't a lack of motivation, but a deeper yearning. A calling, not toward more effort or more productivity, but toward more truth, more connection, more presence. When the outer world loses its color, perhaps it's the soul asking for your attention again. Not to do more, but to simply come home. When life feels meaningless, our instinct is to run, to fix, to distract, to fill the void with noise or numbness. But Buddhist wisdom offers another path, a quieter one. It says, everything is empty, but not empty as in broken or lifeless. Empty as in open, as in full of potential, as in the perfect field to plant something new. What if instead of escaping the emptiness, you sat with it, breathed into it, listened, not with your ears, but with your heart? Because often, the motivation we seek doesn't come from a bigger dream, but from a deeper stillness. When you feel directionless, don't reach for a grand mission. Reach for the smallest next step. There's a story of a monk who swept the courtyard every morning, no matter the weather, no matter his mood. When asked why, he said, I sweep to sweep, not to finish, not to impress, but to be here. Sometimes you don't need purpose, you need presence. And sometimes meaning is reborn through the simplest rituals. Washing your face, making your bed, tending to a plant, writing a single sentence, stretching in the morning sun, saying thank you even when you don't feel grateful. These are not trivial actions. They are sacred because they are the bridge between fog and fire. One of the greatest lies we're told is that we must always feel inspired to be consistent. But true motivation doesn't always feel good. It feels true. It feels honest. You don't need fire every day. You need something deeper, commitment. The Buddha taught, attachment is the root of suffering. And sometimes we are attached to the idea that life must always feel meaningful, that we must always be on fire with vision, passion, clarity. But when you expect constant meaning, you will interpret every foggy day as failure. And it's not. You are not failing. You are simply in a different season. Some seasons bloom, some rest, some fall apart so they can rebuild you. Don't wait to feel better before you move. You don't need to run a marathon. You just need to stand up, stretch, sit in silence for 3 minutes. Do the smallest thing with full attention. Let that action be your devotion. Let that quiet moment be your offering. Over time, these tiny rituals become more than habits. They become anchors. They become roots. And from those roots, trust begins to grow again. Trust in your path. Trust in the strength beneath your doubt. Trust in your ability to keep going, even without the map. You are not alone in this. Even the monks who walk in silence have walked through despair. Even the teachers who guide others have collapsed under their own shadows. The lotus, Buddhism's most sacred symbol, does not rise from crystal clear water. It grows in mud, and your mud is sacred too. Your struggle is not shameful, it is the soil, and something inside you is still reaching for the light. So today, if the world feels gray, if your chest feels heavy, if your mind feels lost, please don't force a smile. Don't bury the pain. Instead, slow down, breathe, notice something small and real. Return to the most honest action you can take, and let that be enough, because meaning is not found all at once. It is built, brick by brick, breath by breath, with presence, with gentleness, with the courage to keep going. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. And even in the emptiness, the fire within you is still glowing, quietly. It waits not for noise, not for applause, but for you. If this message brought you even one breath of stillness, subscribe to Whispers Within. Here, we don't shout for answers. We listen, we remember, and we rise together. One small step, one breath, one sacred moment at a time.